So good afternoon to all the students. We shall start today's class. We will be continuing the second part of the treasure within. That is the story of Hafeez contractor. So I shall have a screen sharing. So please, those who have textbooks, please open your textbooks and get ready. Right? So good afternoon once again. So let us see the continuation of the lesson. Most of the students who are the class toppers in the exam will not be able to have proper success because they read in the exam just for the sake of the exam purpose. I mean, they memorize the question answers and they present it in the exams, but they will not think beyond that. Beyond rote memorying, they will not try to put into application. And those students who put their knowledge into application, they will sign up much faster, okay, or much better when compared with the class toppers. See, Hafeez contractor said, well, take some students from my class. Those who always stood first or second are today doing very ordinary jobs. Their friends, the friends of Hafeez, are doing ordinary jobs who are so called as toppers. Why? What is different between those people and Hafeez is a person who happened to see the textbook just like an image. Once he understands the concept, he will not be willing or he will not show interest to listen to it again and again. Once he listens to the topic, he understands it, and whatever he understands, he doesn't want to listen again. Rather, he wanted to put that into application. So that is the difference between the Hafeez and the other students. I have come across this situation in so many different places where people tell me that their class toppers are doing very ordinary jobs. Even Ms. Bela Raja was also saying to Hafeez that yes, in most of the other interviews also, I have come to know that most of the class toppers are doing ordinary jobs. Okay, who answers the question is in the exam is not the topper. Okay, who really does everything into experimentation, who really applies their knowledge into project and who really does it physically and gets the result, those people will shine up much better. In school, I think our lives have made us street smarts. I have learned more by doing. So you may become a brilliant child or a class topper just by listening and understanding what a teacher has explained. Okay, no doubt you are a clever student, no doubt you are an intelligent student, but I have learned more by doing. So what Hafeez has started to do is that whatever he has learned, he did not keep it for himself. He wanted to just check it out whether it is really happening or not. Now, when a fan is rotating in a room, we'll only know that because of the electricity the fan is rotating. But Hafeez used to find out what is the mechanism involved, and that practical way of doing the things had made him to become a architect. What I did on my own than what academics would have taught me. So rather than the textbook reading and learning the same knowledge what he has received from the textbook, he, now for example, air has space. Now you know air has space or air has weight. How do you prove it? If you do it practically, or air exerts pressure, take a balloon, blow the air into the balloon, and just open the mouth of the balloon, and you can just put a paper here. And what happens because of the pressure of the air, the paper is going to wave. It is going to just move here and there. So practical knowledge, that's more important than theoretical knowledge. You'll also write air has pressure in the exam. Yeah, what are the properties of air? Means air has weight, air has pressure, okay, or air exerts pressure. You write it in the exam because it is taught by a teacher. But physically, experimentally, have you tried it out? That's more important. So any child, whatever he learns, whatever knowledge he gets, if he implements that practically with the help of the teachers, those people are going to shine up far better than the other class toppers. Okay, are you getting my point? So do not think everything like a just like a text in a just like words in a textbook. Try to read it, understand it, and try to implement it and try to experiment it or try to do it as a project. Then only that will be written for a long time and your creativity and your innovation will increase. And that is what Hafeez has done when compared with the other students. Now, see, simple example I'll tell you. When a teacher is telling something like, what is force? Let's take an example. What is force? The pull or push is called as a force. Teacher will tell pull is called as force and push is called as force. But have you experienced it? Have you pulled? Now, for example, this table is there. I pulled it like this. So this indicates that okay, this pulling is nothing but I'm applying some force. I'm pushing a door. Okay, I push a door there. So it's moving. That's called as force. So experimentally or practically doing, sorry, you gain more knowledge, and with that knowledge you become more creative or you become more innovative. So this is what Hafeez was doing when compared with the other students. That is because Belaraj, that is because the personality and the skills were there. Okay, now personality is not the physical appearance, whether a person is fat or thin or fair or handsome or beautiful. It's not that. Personality is your overall behavior. Okay, how do you behave in the society? What kind of person are you by nature? Okay, whether do you show interest in studies? How do you receive people? Okay, how do you understand the concepts? Though that all together comes under personality. Your behavior, your attitude, the way you speak with the people, the way you receive everything, the way you show your interest, all together is termed as personality. Personality is just not someone looking, attractive or cute or something like that. Personality is the overall behavior of a person, right? That is because the personality and skills were there. Now, you are able to find expressions in a manner you were comfortable with, and you defied every rule so that nobody would stop you from doing what you needed to. So, when you want to do something, okay, when you want to do something, most of the people will not support you. This fellow is doing a mad adventure, they feel. See, now I'll tell you an example like Wright brothers in the month of on December in the year 1950, I think so, 1850. Okay, these people they started, they told to the newspapers and everything that we are going to invent a machine which is going to fly in the air. So, fly in the air. Air is very less. And how can you make an object which is lighter or much lighter when compared with air? Everybody laughed at them. How can you prepare a machine which is going to fly in the air? Everybody made fun of them. When you want to do something, society will be against you, community will be against you, but you should not lose your. Okay. All great scientists have not become great because they have accepted what was said by the so-called scholars. Okay. Many people will oppose your thoughts or your views, but if you have a proper, clear picture about what you are going to do, and if you have that zeal and enthusiasm that yes, my thinking or my thought is correct, no problem. You go against the people. But when you become successful, those people will follow you. So that's the difference between a leader and a follower. We should be like a leader. Okay. Initially, when you try to do something, you'll be having a lot of hurdles, lot of difficulties, lot of obstacles will be there. People will not support you. People will not encourage you. You should be your own motivator. Don't depend on someone that somebody is going to motivate me, somebody is going to encourage me. That's not correct. People will be there to motivate you and encourage you. But because it is you, you should have a self-driven energy. You should have a self-driven motivation. You should be inspired by yourself. You might be reading the story of great people. You might be reading the story of Abdul Kalam. You might be reading the story of, Mahatma Gandhi or some other great people. Okay, Galileo, or you might be reading the story of Stephen Hawking. With those people, you have to get inspired, and you also should get inspiration from yourself. You are the hero of yours. Now, when people opposed certain things that were said by Hafeez, he simply rejected. Simply rejected because I am having a clarity about what I am going to do, so that nobody would stop you from doing what you. If you are having a clear picture about what you wanted to do in life, whatsoever it is, whoever is stopping, let them stop. Okay, you carry on with your work and you will be having a definite success. I was more interested in other things. If for example, he's telling one example. What is that example? While in class, it started raining outside. So Hafiz was sitting in the classroom. Outside it is raining. I would think of the flowing water and how to build a dam to block it. So when he was in the classroom, he will not be listening to what teacher is explaining, but he will be trying to understand. Outside it is raining, the entire water is just flowing and it's getting drained into the drainages or into the oceans and the seas. Can I block this water? How can I preserve this water? So that was his thought while it is raining. Now, most of you and me, even I also thought when it is raining, Arey yaar, it's better to eat, pakodi, or it's better to have a cup of tea, something like that. Or even I used to make paper boats and just drop it in the water while it is raining. But Hafiz was different. Great people have different thoughts. Okay, no doubt about it. So he was just thinking, how can I block the water because the entire water is just getting drained away. I would be thinking about the flow of water within the dam and how much of water in the dam would be able to hold. How should I construct a dam and how much capacity or how much cubic capacity the dam is going to have to hold this water. So this was his interest actually. Okay, so he is a man of practical experience. He doesn't want to just listen. A dam is a place where water is reserved or water is stored. Fine. How to construct a dam? Okay. This thought was there in the mind of Hafeez. That was my interest for the day. That day his interest was how should I construct a dam. See, he's just giving a example here how he has prepared a model of a dam and how he is able to divert that water to the other sources so that the water will not be misused or the water will not be wasted. When students lost a button, now the shirt is going to have a button. Okay, while we play games, sometimes here and there we keep on jostling each and we keep on pushing each other. Okay, and we play or we fight. Students used to come to Hafeez and I would cut a button from the chalk. So what he used to do, chalk piece, right? He used to cut the chalk in such a way like a button, puts two holes to it, and with that particular chalk piece button, he used to stitch a button to his friends. From chalk, using a blade, he used to cut a chalk piece into the shape of a button with a blade. Discipline in the school was very important. So if a button is lost, the PT master, even when I was studying, my PT sir used to be very, very strict. Sadanandam, I still remember, okay, long back, I finished my 10th class in 2000, but I still remember my PT sir by name Sadanandam. He is very, very strict. See, every Wednesday and Saturday, we are supposed to wear white uniform and white shoe. And during PT time, if the shoe is damaged or the shoe becomes faded or dusty, he'll not spare it. He always used to say, in one pocket he used to have a handkerchief and in one pocket we used to have a waist cloth. And immediately after the PT period, what we used to do, we should take the white cloth and wipe out our shoes. And if they're still not white, immediately we should take a white chalks and brush our shoe. Such a kind of discipline we had. We used to have a tie and a badge. One day, if badge is not kept, immediately sir used to give us punishment. It's not about punishment. It's about discipline. It's about discipline. Okay, so start. Discipline is very much important. Discipline plays a vital role in shaping our personality. Today, when people look at us, okay, they will identify you not with your status, only with your behavior or your discipline. So here, discipline in the school was very important, and no student could afford to have a button missing. If a button is missing, then that student is going to get a punishment. So immediately, people, while playing the game or while they were having a casual fight, if they lose the button, immediately they used to approach to Hafeez, and Hafeez used to prepare a chalk piece button, and that chalk piece button The people used to stitch it on to their shirt. The student would get past dinner with a full neat uniform, and after that, it did not matter. Till dinner, till evening dinner, uniform should be perfect. In at the school also, why are we having uniform? We are having a uniform because we are all equal. Forget about the people having money, people having no not having money. Forget about the caste, community, religion, and everything. We have a uniform to say that we're all equal. Okay. And similarly, in the school of Hafeez, in the boarding school, till evening dinner, they used to maintain the uniform very neat. Now, just retrospect. I mean, just think about yourself. How many of you are coming to school? When the school was there in in the last year or before last year physically, how many of you were coming to school with a clean and neat uniform? Just think. Uniform determines your personality. Your haircut, your uniform, your combed hair, your shoes which are black in color. All this talks about your personality. They will talk about what kind of person you are. Coming to the present, how do you decide as to what kind of structure you wanted to give the client? Client is nothing but a customer. Now, Hafeez is a great contractor, world renowned, world famous contractor. If any customer comes to you, for example, even our building is also designed by one architect, okay, or even your houses will be designed by some architects. So when customers come to you, okay, how do you decide? I look at the customer's face. Hafeez is going to look at the customer's face, his clothes, the way he talks and pronounces, the way he eats, and I would know what his taste would be. See, for example, tiffin box is open. Hurry, burry, if I keep on opening it and keep on putting in the mouth and hurry, burry, eat it, what would people think of me? This fellow is a different natured person, yeah. He doesn't even have manners in eating. But if I open my tiffin box systematically and just mix my food and slowly eat without any hurry, burry, then people think that this person is a disciplined person. And the way I talk to the people, if I show my temper or anger, they come to a conclusion that this person is an impatient person. The way I dress, if I dress shabbily, no dressing in the sense I'm not asking that you have to wear a neat iron dress. Okay, perfection is more important. Whether you wear a costly dress or a dress which is not having a low cost, that doesn't matter. But how you dress up yourself is more important. So based on these things, Hafeez is going to understand what kind of customer he had received. I can relate to people in a way that would be comfortable. Then he will tell, so this is your interest, so this is what I'm going to design for you. I'll sketch very spontaneously. Spontaneously means what? Then and there. He will not take much time. Immediately on a paper, on a spot, that paper I give it to the people in the office. Do you do it instinctively? Instinctive means what? Then and there, without any thinking. So instinctive is by birth. Okay. Now, for example, when we see a fire, immediately we go back. Do we think that this is fire? If you put hand, certain things are known to us. Now, see, most of us, we have already fought with Corona. See, many people are affected with Corona, but we are not affected because we have an immunity by birth, okay, which might be stronger when compared with other people. Instinct is something by birth, without our notice only. The moment you see a snake on the way, immediately you move away. Okay, the moment you see a fire or a tiger, you immediately react. This quick reaction is called as instinct, or something which we have inherited or which we have got from our birth is called as instinct. Do we do it instinctively? Call it instinctive. You may be calling it as instinct. Okay, by nature, by birth, I have the talent of drawing. Call it arithmetic. Call it as mathematics. No problem. Whatever. Now it comes to me like math. Now I'm thinking that it is all mathematics, but I did not show any interest in mathematics. Putting design, okay, construction, psychology and sociology together and making a sketch from all that is mathematics. Okay, psychology is the studying of the mindset of the customer. Sociology is nothing but how you react with people. All together would be termed as mathematics. Maybe architecture is mathematics, but I'm not very profound or I don't have much interest in mathematics. But the way I think, the way I understand the customer, that's left to me. Call it as instinct, or if you call it as mathematics or psychology, you can call it, no doubt about it. Hafeez is saying to the contractor. So here, we almost come to the full circle where Mr. Hafeez contractor has derived his own interpretation of mathematics. Mathematics is not sitting in the classroom and listening to the theorems or listening to the constructions. Okay, it's all about how we are applying your mathematics in your real life. Okay, that's more important. So, taking it from a subject he hated to a subject he loves dealing with. Earlier, he had hated mathematics, but today, Hafiz loves mathematics. And architecture is nothing but a stream of mathematics. And today, he has become a world renowned architect. Hafiz is still there and is still contributing by designing splendid, marvelous, extraordinary monuments and buildings. That's the great story about Hafiz. So that's the treasure within. The treasure within is nothing but the talent what you have in you. Okay, the knowledge what you have in you, you should always try to put your knowledge into application. What's the big deal? Now you read this lesson and you don't do anything like how Hafiz has done or how Hafiz has succeeded. This lesson, if you don't try to implement in life, then there's no use. No use that we have introduced. So whatever knowledge we gain in our life or whatever we learn in our life, we should implement it in our life. Then only we'll become practically successful. If not, just for the sake of a student, we'll remain as a student. So this is the story of Mr. Hafiz. Hope you have all understood it. So with this, we come to the end of the story. Let me just read out the meanings. So stumble is, stumble means when you walk, okay, when the road is uneven and when you just overstep and fall, that is stumble. So here, stumbled according to our lesson is got into architecture. I mean, he has taken architecture by chance. Actually, he was taking some French and German language. He did not choose architecture. Okay, by accidentally he has taken his. Now I have taken this teaching profession by chance. Actually, I have done my biotechnology, but I have taken it as a chance. So like that, architecture is nothing but the art study of designing buildings or monuments. Offbeaten is unusual. Usual is something happening. Then usual is unusual. Calling means work for his choice. So he has got it as a chance, and then now Hafiz has made architecture as his choice. Cakewalk means something which is very easy to achieve. Mathematics was very difficult for him, but architecture was very easy for him. Architecture was just like a cakewalk for Hafiz. So this is the story. Hope you all understood it. Okay, I'm stopping the screen share. If you have any doubts, any queries, okay, you can ask me. You can unmute yourself. I'm unmuting everyone now. Yeah, I've unmuted everyone. You can ask me if there are any doubts. Okay.